Are you overwhelmed, frustrated? Sometimes you just think, why am I bothering? I should just give up on this. Hey, I know what you're talking about. Let's see what we can do about it. Hey, welcome. We've all been there. I've been there. I didn't upload a video last week. Why? Why did I not upload a video last week? I upload a video to this channel every single week. And last week I just said, I'm not doing it. I don't want to be fake. I want to be real. What you see is what you get. I am who I am. Live life happy, fun-loving, and carefree. And that's really the way I live. But, you know, we're all human, and even to me, sometimes things happen, maybe every 10 years or so, but, you know, we all have our moment when we just say that. So, what happened? Last week, I was tutoring, and I do a lot of tutoring online. I tutor math and science, different classes, and I tutor little kids, which can be the most challenging, up through freshman college. I tutor a anatomy and physiology class, college level, and then I tutor a lot of adults going back to school, and they've got to take some algebra or something, so I work with them. So anyway, last week I'm tutoring. I got my headset on because it's a voice session, and all of a sudden I hear this whining noise. Woo! My first thought is a bearing's gone out in a motor because it's that whiny, metally kind of sound. So I finish up with my session thinking, is it the refrigerator, is it the freezer, what's going on? I find out it's the pressure relief valve on the water heater, which I just fixed 3 months ago. So obviously I got a bigger problem. So that was one problem. But you know, one thing doesn't really bother me. Hey, that's life. So it cost me $175 to get everything fixed, and hopefully it's fixed this time. But you know, that was the one thing. But just the week before that, Sherry was driving to town in our minivan, and it's a 2002. And she's driving to town. All of a sudden I get a phone call that it's not running right. So long story short, we pay to have it towed into the garage, and it was just basically old age, electrical problems, needed new plugs and wires and distributor cap and stuff like that. But hey, that was $500. And we had just 6 months ago spent $1,500 on the van to get it fixed because it had a bad timing belt. So it's just like, one more thing. And it's kind of, the analogy that comes to mind is you're in your boat and you got a leak. So you're bailing water and you're doing fine. You're bailing water, it's no big deal. And you're just cruising along through life and everything's okay because you're bailing the water. But after a while you realize, I can never get the leak fixed because I'm so busy bailing the water. When can I can't stop bailing the water because the boat will sink. But I can't fix the leak so that I can stop bailing the water. And that was kind of what I was feeling like last week is, it's just my to-do list just keeps getting longer the more that I can do. And when I'm getting older, I started thinking about things like, 5 years ago, I put a new roof on the house. I'm standing out in the backyard, and I did it by myself. I carried up 42, 43, 40, something like that, 4x8 sheets of OSB. It's like plywood, big giant sheets. I carried them up the 10-foot ladder onto the roof one at a time because I completely replaced, all the roofing. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that today. So that was getting bothersome. So, you just kind of start feeling sorry for yourself. So even though you're happy, fun-loving, and carefree, and you're really an optimistic person 99.9% of the time, sometimes these moments happen. And that's why I didn't make a video last week, because there's an awful lot of fake people out there that online, in their social media, they have a fake personality, and in real life there's somebody completely different, and I don't want to be that person. So I didn't make a video last week, and that's why I'm making this video, to share with you, my personal story, what I'm all about. So that's the the deal there. I really want to be who I really am all the time when I'm online. And I don't want to be overwhelmed and frustrated by things and worrying about life, because we are in control. When you get up in the morning, you and me, we get to decide what kind of person that we're going to be when we get out of bed. And it's easy to just start living in neutral. When you're a kid, everything, there's a stupid bug by the camera. When you're a kid, everything's a new adventure. And then something happens to us when we turn into adults, and we just start living life in neutral, going through the motions. And too many people, Monday, drive to work, Tuesday, and pay the bills. And you got to get a job so that you can make money to pay the bills, so that you can buy the clothes and the car that you need to get to the job to pay the bills. And we end up riding in our bus of life instead of being in the driver's seat. And that's what I'm always trying to share, is being in the driver's seat, you controlling your life, and not letting the circumstances, not letting the pressures of society, social media, television, bosses, jobs, end up controlling you and driving your bus while you're just a passenger. Another little sailing quote metaphor thing is, we can't control the wind, but we can adjust our sails to get to our destination. And that's what I really like. That's why I tutor. That's why I help people with YouTube. That's why I'm sharing our homesteading stories with our chickens that you hear clucking and crowing, and Bonnie and Scarlet, the dogs, and the cats and things, is what a good life can be, and that the life that you want to pick and what you want to do. And if you want to homestead, great, homestead. If you want to live in an apartment in New York City, if that's your passion, if that's what makes you happy, go for it. I'm ready to, I'll help you any way that I can with my opinions and advice and experiences. If you want to travel, if that's your passion, don't keep putting it off. Don't keep procrastinating. Don't keep saying, well, someday. It's the Steve Jobs is famous for saying, if what you're doing today isn't making you happy when you're looking in the mirror talking about it, that it's time to do something different. Don't hate your life today thinking that it's going to be better 10 years from now, because we don't know. You could get sick, your health, you never know. You could lose your job, you could lose money, your car costs you $1,500 and then $500, and then your house cost, your water heater, and could be your refrigerator or your stove. There's always going to be something happening, some decision to make, something to do that's going to interfere and try to distract you from doing what you want. So yeah, again, you could be sick, health issues, your job or money or something even worse, and that's it for you, your number's up. So please do what you love. Figure it out. If it's traveling, if it's shopping, if it's living in the city, if it's living in the country, if you want to work for yourself, whatever it happens to be, please do it. Please be happy, fun-loving, and carefree. And every once in a while, it's okay to step back and say, why am I doing this? Woe is me. But don't feel sorry for yourself for more than a day or two, and then get on with things. And if you need professional help, I'm not talking about serious, depression issues or that's different. I'm just talking about everyday life that any of us could happen to deal with, that you get overwhelmed with something and you feel like you're bailing out the boat and you don't have time to do anything else. So I appreciate you a lot. And hopefully you've watched this video to the end, that as soon as you realized it was the kind of story it was going to be, that you didn't bail right away. And happy, fun-loving, carefree, every moment of life. Bail the water when you have to. Fix the car when you have to. Enjoy life always, every moment. When you get up in the morning, drink your coffee and enjoy the sunrise. You know, enjoy the sunset in the evening. Just feeding and watering the chickens and enjoying them. Don't complain about the weather. And it's like, my goodness, I have so many projects to do, and I've got my big rubber, I can't lift my leg up that high, muddy boots on, because it is just standing water everywhere. We're supposed to have 3 more days of rain, 3+ inches. So I can't mow the grass. You see all these funny memes about boats on pontoons on their lawnmowers and that, so they can mow and plant the garden. And thankfully I did get the garden planted over there. Tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. We're not doing too many things this year. But just love life, embrace every moment. Don't be a fake person, be who you really are. Whether it's online, at work, at home, with your family, friends, it's the real you, and it's their problem, not yours. So thank you. I'm glad you stayed till the end of the video. And sorry there wasn't one last week, but I didn't want to be fake. I didn't want to make a happy, fun-loving, every life is wonderful, isn't this neat, let's homestead kind of video when I wasn't feeling it. And I picked myself up by the bootstraps and put my big boy panties on and accepted it, and now we're moving forward. All right, happy, fun-loving, and carefree. If you're still here, subscribe, watch another video, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks.